It seems like a lot of people are still under the impression that we will see a market-wide alt season, similar to the likes of 2021 and 2017. However, I've been saying since the start of this bull market, and I still believe that we will not see a traditional alt season this cycle, at least not in the way that most people are expecting, right? Most people are expecting kind of a broad-based alt season where every single altcoin will go up like it did in past cycles. Market structure, dilution, and institutional capital change the game for altcoins. Now, in past cycles, we've seen broad altcoin rallies. This cycle will be much different and has been much different and will be different heading into the future. Expect selective wins, a few strong altcoins that see those large multiples, but not an across the board alt season. Now, this does not mean that you can't make money with altcoins. It means you have to change your strategy up a little bit. Now, before we jump into this further, make sure to leave a like on this video. I put a lot of time and effort into this presentation and making sure you guys are getting the most amount of value as possible. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't tell you guys what you want to hear to sell for clicks or likes. I'm telling you guys what I believe so you guys can make money in the markets. So what alt season looked like back in 2017 and 2021, okay? The number of altcoins was small. You only had like a couple hundred altcoins. So if you have hundreds of billions of dollars entering the altcoin market cap and there's only like 500 tradable tokens, of course they're all going to see a surge in price, right? Liquidity was concentrated on those few altcoins, and Bitcoin dominance as a byproduct dropped sharply, okay? Creating room for capital to rotate into many altcoins at once, right? That's where you have the money flow in crypto, from Bitcoin to Ethereum and then finally to altcoins, okay? I believe this time is different. We can't count on that money flow as much moving forward. Okay, so 2017, right? This is like the bull run that we all remember. Bitcoin dominance fell from 86% down to 38%. So 86% of all of the capital in the crypto markets was in Bitcoin, and that fell to 38%, meaning it was rotating out of Bitcoin to those lower cap altcoins. And again, because there were only so few altcoins, we saw that broad alt season. Also, ignore this chart here that's in like a different language, but you guys get the gist of this, okay? As Bitcoin dominance was going down, altcoins were going up. Last bull run, okay, the bull run of 2020 to 2021. This was a DeFi NFT-led rotation. Many small tokens rallied. Still only, a couple hundred or maybe a couple thousand tradable altcoins. So we still saw kind of that broad-based alt season. Again, we have number one here, fewer meaningful tokens leads to concentrated liquidity, which leads to massive rallies in the altcoin market. Now let's jump into the core reasons why we won't see a traditional alt season this cycle. The first thing, token explosion, liquidity fragmentation. Today, there are 10K to 30K plus tradable tokens. It's actually much more than that if you want to count for those pump fund tokens. So really, you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of tradable tokens, meaning capital is split across far more projects, which means less money per token. Imagine spreading the same amount of paint across 10 jars versus 10,000 jars. Each jar is only going to get a tiny amount of paint in those 10,000 jars compared to when you have 10 jars. That's a good way to think about it. This is otherwise known as dilution, okay? Dilution in the crypto market. The second reason, we have institutional capital in concentration with the new ETFs, right? ETFs funds custodial demand prioritize Bitcoin and Ethereum and a handful of liquid projects. These ETFs are not buying up your crappy altcoins, okay? They're just not. They're looking to build a position in Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, maybe Solana, but even Ethereum and Solana are not looking good with the ETF inflows right now. They are focused on Bitcoin. Institutions allocate large blocks. They avoid microcaps. They are not buying these low cap altcoins that you heard about on Twitter or that you heard about from some YouTube influencer that are not going to go anywhere. These large flows equal concentrated winners, not broad dispersion, okay? People are focusing on the strong tokens, the ones with a high market cap. They are not focused on altcoins that have zero utility in the real world, okay? Another reason, tokenomics, fully diluted value, and unlock pressure, okay? Many projects launch with a high, fully diluted value, okay? They launch in like the millions or billions of market caps. Guys, these altcoins are not worth hundreds of millions of dollars, okay? They have zero use case. They are artificially inflated. They have artificial backing by certain cabals that are trying to pump the price. And a lot of these coins have token unlocks as well, okay? The token unlock schedules create predictable sell pressure. A lot of these altcoins from past bull runs still have unlocks. There are unlimited sellers with the VCs, with the teams, with the early investors that vest every few years. Okay, there is literally an unlimited selling pressure and there's no one to buy those tokens, meaning the price will continue to go down forever. The unlock events reduce the probability of long sustained rallies. Okay, and the final reason, there is a more mature, cautious market. Retail is savvier now after past crash cycles. Every single retail trader who lost their lifetime earnings in 2017 or 2021 are not getting allocated into altcoins again. They've learned their lesson. They do not want to lose their money in crypto. They think cryptocurrency is a scam. They are not buying these altcoins anymore. Regulations and exchange scrutiny also reduce the crazy pumps. FOMO is muted. Research and data now drive decisions. Okay, retail are not as FOMO crazed as they were previously because they have learned their lesson about the altcoin market. So here's what to do instead, okay? You can still make money with altcoins, but you have to change the way that you go about it. Pick a few strong altcoins in growing sectors and narratives and build out a DCA position or a dollar cost average position, okay? This is how I've made multiple six figures this bull run. This is how I've made my members multiple six figures this bull run. It's by picking a few select altcoins in growing sectors and growing narratives and getting allocated, not buying up these old altcoins with no utility, with no narrative. So here's an example of coins that you can start to DCA or build a position in during the bear market, okay? Number one is going to be Hyperliquid. The fundamentals are great. They have really good tokenomics with their buyback feature. 98% of the fees that their exchange makes goes back into buying the native token. Very good narrative. They've kind of started the buyback flywheel mechanism. Also very strong team. They've overcame a lot of FUD in the markets. I think this one will 10x next bull run at the very minimum. Number two, of course, the old reliable is going to be Bitcoin. Now, people say, oh, you can't make money off Bitcoin. It's too high market cap. Well, Bitcoin is still up currently, and this is after the crash, over 400% from the bear market low. Most of you guys would have been better off buying Bitcoin than trading any altcoins this cycle. Most of you guys have lost money this bull run. So Bitcoin is always going to be a good buy. And then I recommend two higher risk altcoins in growing ecosystems and sectors, okay? The first high risk coin I'm talking about is a coin in the AI niche. And the second high risk coin is the number one meme coin in a new ecosystem that just launched this year. I've already made a video on what this one is, so you guys can go back on the channel and try to find that. Now I'm giving out all of my exact long-term calls, the same calls that allowed me to turn $6,000 into over $200,000 realized profit, all publicly documented in a challenge account in literally 2 trades, okay? I bought the Pudgy Penguins NFT, rotated that into the Toshi meme coin on the base chain, plus multiple 10 to 20 X's this past bull run inside of the pro community. So we will handpick these altcoins, give them to you guys in real time. So that's going to be the first link in the description below. You'll also get access to the 2 higher risk coins that I called above that I believe have 10x potential. And now that the bear market is here, in my opinion, I believe we are now in a bear period. It is the best time to get into crypto. You want to be getting into crypto when prices are low. These are where the massive 10 to 100x gains are made. They are not made in the bull run. If you are getting into crypto when Bitcoin is already at an all-time high, you have already missed out on a majority of the gains made in the cycle. You want to get allocated in these projects in the bear markets when no one is talking about crypto. Click the first link in the description below, and I will see you guys inside.